nail on the coffin, on their political friendship, was his last, or let me say, his last interview 5 days ago, when he said,
I sent the message out to them. Are you aware that people are very angry out there? Are you doing something about it? And the response is that, yes, we are aware it's the work of opposition. I say we are finished. Because no opposition would want to bring down the roof of the country on itself. Because they are in the country. So if the country collapses, is it only going to collapse on the ruling or the governing party? No. So when people in power start responding like that, then I'm worried. I'm worried for this president. I'm worried for myself. Well, there's problem out there. A bag of rice is now selling for 100,000. A bag of maize is selling for 100,000. My wife was telling me that a basket of tomato is about 100,000 too. Onions. Every food is going up, the price. Inflation is 40%. The value of our naira is going down. And then, not only that, when you tell people in government that, hey, people are hungry, angry, and they are preparing, or there are signs that they will revolt, you say, no, don't worry about them. That is very, very dangerous. And I hope this will be, to me, God will exonerate me because I told them. And many Nigerians today told me and encouraged me to come for this year program. Speak out on our behalf.
Come back to that. Alaye is, he's exonerating himself. The shit is about to hit the fan. He's going to be one of those who are going to be on your side when your protests kick off. Yeah, some of the politicians that are part of the rot, but they are now outside the table where they are eating it. They will be your friends in the coming days. Get ready. They will be the ones that will be like, yes, people's power, people, yeah, yeah. And all of you just have to move with it and say, yeah, yeah. Because he will be saying, I want them, I want them. He has a big problem with those around Tinubu, and he's not hiding it. That same interview days ago, he also said,
if you know the president before now, then you know that the whole scenario has changed. This is somebody, he stays in Lagos. If you go to Bodilon, anytime, any day, anytime in the night, you can go to Bodilon 2 o'clock. And in most cases, you find President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, receiving people in and out. If you come to where he stays in Abuja here, Lagos, in the Lagos house, you will know from when you take a turn whether he's in town or not, any time of the day. There are times you can go there 3 in the night and you'll meet him there. But now, if you go to Villa, the front of Villa, it's like a graveyard because they don't allow anybody to go and see Mr. President.
Well, let me take you up on that because you suggested that the government or the presidency, indeed the presidency specifically, has adopted a closed-door policy. And that even ministers and members of the National Assembly, presumably like yourself, are struggling to engage with the president. I mean, that sounds pretty serious, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems, but that is the truth. The only thing, the news media put certain things not exactly the way. So now that I'm talking to you, hear it from the horse's mouth.
Absolutely.
In every government, it's like that. You have the gatekeepers. Those who want the president to know everything and to have other opinions would even encourage those that matter in the government to come over because, during Buhari's administration, which I thought was not that good. But if you compare this now to Buhari's regime, you will give Buhari a thumbs up. Because
some would say that would be rather difficult to do.
Because at least he opens up, people come to see him. I'm quoting, you quote me, and if it's not true, I don't speak just like that.
Right.
There are some ministers don't have access to Mr. President. The only access they have to Mr. President is when they are maybe invited, and some may not be invited, or when they go for council meeting. And you know, when they go for council, by the time the president goes in, all of them are seated. And the president is the first person to leave. You can't say, oh, I want to, no, that is it. There is a procedure. And then the SGF, who is supposed to be the clearinghouse, I don't know about, I've not seen him most lately. But I'm telling you, Charles, I won't come to the TV or even in private lie.
So have you had a challenge in seeing the president yourself personally?
Well, let me tell you one thing. The president severally, if we meet in the public, he will say, Chief Ndume, why are you not coming? Why am I? And I said, no, Mr. President, when you look for me, I'll be there.
Did you say to him, well, he's not allowing me to come in?
I said it once to one of his staff, that they are the people that are keeping us out of this place. And so I will not struggle to come and see Mr. President. But I have an obligation to speak for the people, or speak for my people, or speak as a senator. You can imagine I am the chief whip. If a chief whip cannot have access to Mr. President, the new senators, of course.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, let me tell you. And let me tell you in difference to it. Obasanjo started, during his government, in 24 hours, if any senator wants to see him, nobody will ask him, what do you want to see the president for? He makes sure that within 24 hours, any senator has access to him. Ministers go in and out. Obasanjo, as old as he was older than our president, he will be saying, that is politics. You talk to the people, hear from the people. But now, to me, it seems, besides shielding Mr. President, they always give him assurance that everything is out there, is all right out there. And that is not, if you...
So he always has problem. He has no access. And he believes that he's not the only person who didn't have access. And access is why majority of them are killing to be in politics. Access is very important. What is the summation of those around Tinubu? Aptly put, he called them kleptomaniac and kakistocrats.
As I said, and I'm on TV, I speak straight.
Indeed.
If there's anybody that will, say what I'm saying is not true, can come up tomorrow and talk to Charles. This government is going down, and that is because it's, yesterday I did not say it is taken over or polluted by plutocrats. No. If it were plutocrats, it would be better. But this government, and you can quote me on that, is now run by kakistocrats. And that's very, very dangerous.
Explain.
Kakistocrats? I have it here. You can check the definition. It's a government run by worst, least qualified, and most unscrupulous citizens. I'm not the first one that says.
Right, because the reason you were quoted as saying by several different sources as saying that the government's been taken over by plutocrats. And I was going to ask you to clarify that, because plutocrats are wealthy people, who are running sort of a government.
No, this government is populated by kakistocrats and kleptocrats.
Right, okay, kleptocrats, yes. People who are members of the kleptocracy, who are basically dipping their hands into the till
to make
all the time.
Government for what they can make for themselves.
Okay.
As I said,
the government of kleptocrats. And all this coming from Ndume, there is enough they could take. So they want to cut him to size. And the process is ongoing now. So the first step is to get him a strip of that chief whip, so that he won't be part of their leadership anymore. The next stage is to get him dismissed from APC, Egbekegbe. And the last stage, the stage after that is to get him recalled and removed as a senator. And the last stage is to get him arrested and charged for terrorism. I give you all this in sequence. It is the same playbook. He has so much skeleton in his own cupboard too. But he has this northern privilege. And that seems to be fading. so fast. And that is why he said, this government is going down. Those around Tinubu don't give a damn. They think they are helping you, but they are not. So I'm going to take one tiny break. I don't know if some of you have seen this video. It is the video of Nigeria's supposed national security advisor, Ribadu. Now, Ribadu was supposed to be advising Tinubu on how to curb terrorism. Unfortunately, Ribadu was caught on tape begging his own slave masters to come and help them end. God damn it. Like, man, it is actually the way he is doing the begging. And it is enough for you to know Nigeria is finished. And with these guys, Nigeria is completely finished. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. The time is ticking. See the clowns.
The cause of all the other problems, it must be given priority. And let's stop these terrorists. Let's stop these bandits. Let's stop these extremists. Let's stop them. The world can do it. Let us be given back our freedom. We want to live like the rest of the world. They have robbed us of our freedom, of doing basic things. You can't live normal. Stop this.
Please, let us stop this terrorism. The world can do it. You can do it. Help us. Please. The giant of Africa. Do you think the rest of Africa are not saying this? They are. And that is why you are a laughing stock. A laughing stock. So now there is this pressured, planned protest in Nigeria. There are so many people that believe that it's not going to happen. That even if it happens, people are never really going to turn up. There's been so much tribalism, rhetorics, divisive rhetorics, and others currently circulating everywhere. And those are normal. In the next few days now, you are going to be seeing the threats from the police, the threats from others. There is already a threat from APC, that want anybody not to stage any protests in Nigeria. There are others who are already trying to tribalize it in Lagos, the Ronukus of Yoruba land. Now, the Ronukus are saying there will never be any protest because people want to come and vandalize and burn down Lagos. How about you do it this way? Because there will be. You can't stop it. Nobody can. The only people that can stop anything that's to erupt are the people themselves. When people are ready, you can't. Not 1 million of you, the sewage dwellers, the ass lickers. No, you can't. Even though you wish, you know why you can't? Majority of you can't do anything except you are given money, except you are mobilized. So when the people affected by this destroy the economy are ready, a lot of you would have to run. You will run too. Even those who will pay you money to go and stop people, right? They will run. You won't see them. And here is a deal. Let's assume that some people want to come and burn down properties and cause chaos. Okay? How about you form an army to protect properties that could be vandalized and let people do their protest? What about that? Because you, Olori Burukus, are not really interested in a better country. You have been so conditioned that your slavish and slave existence is a blessing in disguise, and you want everybody to live like that. So there is what do you call it? Planned operation. Take what's it called again? End bad government. Is that going to happen or not? Is Nigeria learning from Kenya or not? Now let me tell you something. Showore listed the 14 demands. Okay, but before Showore's demands, here is a letter sent to the DSS by a northern group called the Northern Initiative for Growth. As we speak, there are those that have been penciled down
for arrest. 1 second.
Sorry about that. So there are those of you who have been penciled down for arrest. And from these letters on your screen, from a group called the Northern Initiative for Growth. So one was sent to the Inspector General of Police. Another one was sent to the DSS or SSS director in Bauchi. So all this were just to notify them that it goes up, it go happen. So if they are going to begin to pay you now, as they are moving the rice all over the place, so it is ideal for you to make sure that they pay you in cash and you collect it now. Some of them will not be able to actually really pay you after mobilizing you. So here are the demands that the Take It Backers are putting out. Sure, and according to them, their own is going to start on the 5th of August. And it's not a one-day protest. It's like they said they are going to stay out. They are not leaving until all these demands are met. So, Abubakus, bring out your pen, so that you can see what you are going to collect money for when you are going to be mobilized to go and attack the people that are going to stand up for this. So bring out your pen and see what they will use you to destroy. 1, scrap the 1999 Constitution and replace it with a people-made Constitution for the Federal Republic of Nigeria through a sovereign national conference, immediately followed by a national referendum. Yes. 1, thus the Senate arm of the Nigerian legislative system. Keep the House of Representatives and make lawmaking a part-time endeavor. 3, pay Nigerian workers a minimum wage of nothing less than 250,000 naira monthly. Invest heavily in education and give Nigerian students grants, not loans. Aggressively pursue free and compulsory education for children across Nigeria. Release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally and demilitarize the southeast of Nigeria. Sounding good, right? Right. And number 6. Hey, hang on. No, I've got something covering that my face. Give me a sec. Let me get another means of reading it. Right. Let's say, what is this? Rationalize publicly. Sorry. Let's say nationalize publicly owned enterprises sold to government officials and cronies. So we'd love to know all those enterprises sold, so that we can begin to tell the people what to demand, Sure. 7, reinstate a corruption-free subsidy regime to reduce hunger, starvation, and multi-dimensional poverty. Probe past and present Nigerian leaders who have looted the treasury. Who is going to probe them? Recover their loot and deposited it in a special account to fund education, healthcare, and infrastructure. Restructuring of Nigeria to accommodate Nigeria's diversity, resource control, decentralization, and regional government. End banditry, terrorism, violent crimes. Reform of security agencies to stop continuous human rights violations. Duplication of security agencies and enhance the physical security of Nigerian citizens. 11, establish a special energy fund immediately to drive massive corruption-free power sector development. Immediate reconstitution of the Nigerian electoral body, INEC Nigeria, to remove corrupt individuals and partisan acts appointed to manipulate elections. Massive investment in public works and industrialization will help employ Nigeria's teeming youth. Massive shakeup in the Nigerian judiciary to remove cabals of corrupt generations of judges and judicial officers that continue denying everyday citizens access to real justice. That's some read. When they say that is some ask. So what these demands are demanding is simply to say that the current system in Nigeria, they should sack themselves. All the people will demand their, the people will enforce their sack. A Nigeria without the Senate anymore, scrap the Senate. Make the National Assembly House of Representatives only, and a part-time job. Let everybody find something else to do. Go and do a business. Go and find a job. In Kenya, their politicians are already asking for forgiveness. I don't know if you have seen this. Now you can make this happen in Nigeria. Right now, a lot of you have already started picking up your own target, your own mark. All the criminals from your state governors, your local government chairmen, and the rest of them that have contributed to all of this, they've made a fortune out of you, and they will never stop until you stop them. Now you can force some of them to start with, right? Returning what they looted, or face your wrath. In Kenya, Kenyan politicians were living so large. Corruption was so big in Kenya that the Kenyan politicians became so overboard and above the law until the people came calling. Here is a former minister sacked just about a week ago by Ruto, publicly confessing that they were corrupt. He is willing and ready to return all the bribes. I mean, listen to this. You can force those rogues in Nigeria too, the ones where your hand go touch. Before your hand touch them, they go make confessional videos like this. You can make it happen. Yes, you can.
Good evening, the people of Kenya. The Constitution of Kenya of 2010, Article 1, Sub-Article 1, says all sovereign power belongs to the people and shall only be exercised in accordance with the Constitution. Today, I tender my resignation as a Cabinet Secretary in the government of Kenya. I want to offer my heartfelt apology to the people of Kenya for the greed, high-handedness, selfishness, arrogance, nepotism, tribalism, and all the bad things that we have done to you in the last 2 years. When we came to power, we called ourselves shareholders and decided that most Kenyans are not part of the government, are no longer part of the state, and do not have any human rights. We went ahead and received bribes from all over the world, and especially from Dubai. We bought very expensive watches, some as expensive as 1 million Kenya shillings equivalent in dollars. We bought belts worth 50,000 shillings, and we made sure that citizens know how expensive we have become. In a country where poor families cannot pay their children's school fees, we were wallowing in luxury. I want to sincerely apologize, and I want to say today that I am ready to give out all the bribes that I have received for the last 2 years, all the properties that I have now, which can be traced back to the bribes that I received, will be surrendered to the state tomorrow, early in the morning. Should I get a chance to serve the people of Kenya again, I will stop the greed, I will stop the arrogance, but most importantly, I will be accountable to the people of Kenya. To the Police High Command, the Inspector General, who also tendered his resignation, I want to urge him to take Kenyans to all the graves where the bodies are hidden. It is time for accountability. Thank you, dear Kenyans. Good.
That is going to be the speech you are going to give to some of the criminal politicians that are going to run to you and say, we support you. We support you. Don't support them. Give up all you have stolen. All